Afternoon. It's Raven Tactical here with the book review. And it's going to be two books because they're both in the same series. Book one is called The Divide, and book two is called The Aftermath. And they both have kind of like a subtitle called The Great States. The book one, The Divide, starts with a single mom and her child, who I believe is maybe middle school era or middle school age. And she's, got husband left, and they live kind of near Portland, Seattle area. They kind of live out that way on the west side. She is living in town, and she's not an initial prepper. She's not like it's not like a Rawls book where they start out where they're gods. It's more of a discovery, and she looked into or started seeing the signs. And the book kind of emphasizes having a Trump-esque president coming in, and how some of the states they wanted to become sanctuary states because Trump-esque was forcing illegals out or whatnot, and these sanctuary states became, crucial for these guys. Well, the fictitious Trump president, cut federal funding to these states, so the fall that happens is kind of an economic fall across the country completely. Is where these sanctuary states start falling apart without aid and all this. The welfare kind of ramps up, and they're basically unable to, keep themselves afloat. So everybody's going bankrupt. The first book really deals in with the rise in crime, the rise in basically the state can't afford to keep paying for the welfare, so then they start rioting and fighting and looting. And her and her father, he lives on the East Coast, but they both have a family cabin up in Colorado. So that's their goal, is as they work towards, because the book takes place over a year initially for their initial preps. And so their initial goal is to get that cabin ready for a fallback for their, bug out bag or bug out, scenario. And it's a great book because it shows kind of budgeting and planning ahead. And the book has more of a realistic theme to it, and they don't shy away from the violence. They don't shy away from the truth. They have strong male lead characters, and they have a strong female lead character. And they also show the people in society who've relied on all this as being weak towards the end, being unable to cope. So the first book takes place with that, and as the collapse happens, they decide to bug out and they make it to Colorado. The second book, The Aftermath, deals primarily with how they're handling moving into this Colorado, cabin-esque neighborhood where they have several, it's kind of like a homestead where they have properties around lakes and all this, and they have kind of a central meeting location for the town. And it's small town Colorado, so they're able to kind of work together, and these people are kind of used to this, you're on your own scenario. So they work together, and they're banded, and the cities are falling apart. And they still have, the realistic side of it is they still have internet and power and all this, but it's not consistent. So it is going in and out. It's not a complete day one grid shutdown kind of thing. It's just everything's falling apart. So your cities like Portland and Cincinnati and all these sanctuary cities are completely turning into cesspools already. And you can see that even now and today. But the second part of the book deals with her ex-husband and a child that he created with his second ex-wife, and how they're going to try to handle that. And I don't want to ruin the book. It's good. The second book is also just equally as well written. There's a lot more action in the second book, in my opinion. There's a lot more planning. They cover so much, like different little things, and it's not your traditional, we have 42 pounds of bear meat canned in a jar. No, they're actually going into different things. They bring up foraging. They bring up how to do backpacking, or even how to do concepts of doing trial runs. So they had to do a trial run to figure out for their mission they're trying to accomplish. And they did it in series. They went for a 1 day, a 3 day, a 5 day, and a 10 day. And they, talked about having to cache food for their journey for this mission. it was kind of unique to see it. It's not like heavy tech, weapons tech, or heavy technology where, you know, the author's explaining all these different types of guns and everything. So it's not that. It's just a really well-rounded story with prepping and involved into it, and bugging out, and survival, and homesteading, and trading, and kind of getting through, you know, people's different struggles. I think it's a really good book. I would rate it as one of the better books I've had. It was a surprise to me when I got the first one. The author's name is Shelby Gallagher, so I'll put that in the description too. I would recommend checking it out. If you're the kind of person that you need a good story about prepping, or a good story that puts you in the mood, then this is your book. If you're kind of a real tech-savvy person and you hate reading books about people and you're more of a rawls and need the data, this book might not be for you, but give it a shot anyways. It deals with a lot of realisms of what's going on with how the cities and sanctuary cities and the corruption is going on right now. It strongly deals with all the big city politics and welfare and just, you know, the decay. So check it out. If this book should be an inspiration, definitely if you live in big cities, or this would be an inspiration for you to get prepping and getting a plan put together, or even upgrading the existing plan, you know, push forward with it. Sometimes I think we get stale with prepping because it becomes, especially with this, you know, the Trump era, I guess, of things kind of killed that movement. But I think we're seeing things decay at a much more accelerated rate. So check this book out, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And anyways, let's see. Hit the bell icon, like, subscribe, and thank you again. And remember that we're trying to hit 500, and the giveaway will be at 500 subscribers. Thank you.